You know, my idea was, when I started this 20 years ago, just to leave a small corner more beautiful than I found it. And then became a kind of project like this, you know, bigger and bigger.
But is it a real problem if there is still some paint? Or...
It doesn't need to be completely clean, you know.
Bon, maintenant, on poigne. À force de prendre les mouches, j'ai mal aux mains.
Ich habe am Anfang angefangen mit einem Meditationszentrum. Ne? Und ich erinnere mich ganz gut noch, wie die Leute, wie die Freunde mir gesagt haben, ach, das geht nicht, das war ja 20 Jahre zurück. Ne? Das ist zu früh, die Leute, das sind Bauern hier, die verstehen das nicht. Ne? Und dann habe ich gedacht, ich habe eigentlich keine Rechte, hier irgendwas zu ändern oder Meinungen von Leuten. Und dann habe ich irgendwo diese Gedanke gelesen, man sollte ein Stück, eine Ecke dieses Planet Schönes hinterlassen, als der gefunden hat. Und das hat mich so berührt. Und ich habe dann einfach angefangen mit erster Pflanze, zweite und so weiter. Ne? 20 Jahre zurück war hier ein Feld von Mais, kein einziges Baum. Ne? Und dann kannst du dich jetzt vorstellen, du weißt genau für jede Pflanze, für jede Ecke, wo du die bekommen hast, was ist passiert mit anderen. Die ganze Geschichte ist hier. Und gleichzeitig bist du bewusst, wie schnell ist diese letzten 20 Jahre gegangen. Und wie schnell wird das ganze Leben vorbei sein. Und dann muss man muss eigentlich immer denken, beziehungsweise so leben, dass man nicht was vermisst, beziehungsweise dass man nicht später nachdenkt, ach, es könnte anders sein. Hey.
Aló. Acá en el jardín, porque no.
These tomatoes I get 10 years ago, and from that time I never buy anymore. I leave it alone and they grow. I conserve it seeds so they can fall down, and from here I put it outside. We use the straw to cover the earth so you don't have any weeds that you have to work again. We don't use any pesticides. Everything is composting again and again. But the most important that you have old seeds and share with friends. Ti povedal, Diraš, to, kaj ti misliš. Kamo naj tek bo, prišla še enkrat, ne?
We started with eco-building, with natural gardening, using biodynamics, then permaculture and so on. But I'm especially fond of different style of building. So I did try in many ways how to produce, for example, like here in the background, the cheapest way of building in the fastest way and most insulative, not using much for winter heating. And this makes me happy somehow, and at the same time I think this is an opportunity for young families which don't have much money to build a really quality house, and in a very cheap way and very quality, yeah, very good way. Otherwise, I do a lot of things with wood, especially wood turning. I like wood turning very much, and I enjoy doing this, you know. And at the same time, it's like I said in the beginning, it's just an experiment. I think actually the whole life is an experiment, and that means you cannot do much wrong, whatever you do, you know. The main point is if you enjoy what you're doing. So I think this one will be okay. I grew up in this area here. I'm a Aboriginal from this part, and that makes me somehow life easier because I know everything. I know the people, I know the behaviors, but at the same time could be also a little bit difficult, because in the beginning people are laughing out of you when you're starting something like this project what we did, but then later on, you know, like all humans, also people here have a envy or jealousy or whatever. So it's two-side story. But someone said it's difficult to be a prophet in your own village, and I think it's quite true. But anyway, in that way you can also be example for the others, to make them more aware, to make them more conscious of the, for example, ecological building or using ecological materials, you know. And I think that's quite good, you know. People are happy if you are friendly with them, and in spite of the differences we have, you can still find the same language.
Pogreš lahko v meni domov.
A, kaj sem?
V meni domov greš lahko na delo.
Kje tam, ne? Ognjič ni? When you live with the connection with the Mother Earth, you feel part of the Mother Earth. I'm like a plant. I just live this moment. The humans, the trees, the animals, all we are one. There is no ego, no nothing. It is so simple life, you know. Now is the time when the seeds are falling down and coming back again. And it's nice, always this permanente cultura, you know. It's nice when you have a mixed vegetables, herbs, medicinal, and flowers, and I think that is the life, how it should be. When you have many mixed together, it's much more easy. They help each other, it's like a community. We live with this garden more than 10 people. Even we have some friends who come help us. So I think in the summertime we really don't buy any vegetables.
Das ganze Haus ist eigentlich ein Experiment. Als ich gekommen bin, war diese Seite schon gebaut, und es ist ganz klassisch mit Ziegel gebaut und Styropordämmung. Ne? Aber dann sieht man genau, wenn man weiterschaut, ne, wie meine Erfahrungen bzw. Meinungen sich geändert haben. Ne? Und am Ende ist schon, kann ich sagen, 100% biologisch, aus Ökomaterialien, ne? Aus Strohballen, aus Lehm, aus Holz und so weiter. Ne? Aber hier am Anfang ist noch die klassische Geschichte. Ne?
Хай ти помазочок. А, це фул болить.
I used to be a policeman in former Yugoslavia, but after that I left and I was traveling a lot, you know, and I think traveling is quite important because you brighten somehow your horizon, you know. What people think in this land is 100% for sure, could be next land, they could laugh out of it, you know. So it gives you some kind of brightness, you know. I was almost 10 years around the world. And then, you know, all this impression you get, you think, oh, maybe something in that way I could try to realize at home. And you have just to dare, you have to try. I'm not a builder, I'm nothing, you know, in that way, you know. But if you have this positive view that you can do it, of course, most probably you will make mistakes, you know, but that's natural. When I was doing touching the roof, you know, it took me 2 years. In the beginning I thought, oh, I may do this like a livelihood, you know. But then I saw this is art of itself, you know. And it took me really almost 2 years, so I was happy to finish. And I won't touch it anymore because it takes real patience, you know. I think this is a way of lifting the consciousness because we are just destroying the old stereotypes, old way of thinking, because old way of thinking is still in cement, in concrete, very stubborn, very straight. We did experiment here also a little bit with the bottles. We were collecting almost 2 years. There are almost 800 bottles. And you can imagine how many coffees, how many beers I have to drink because every week I went to the local pub where they collected these bottles. But this is a part of life, you know. If you don't take too seriously, then everything counts.
It's nice to recycle. It's really help you if you don't have so much money. So the creativity also, it comes when you don't have so much money, you know, you have to be creative, how to survive, how to live. We make with my husband together, it was really nice. We have a dream and we say, oh, let's do this, okay. But the dreams never finish, so. But they say if your dreams finish, it means you are dead, so.
And this, the cycle.
Yes, I have to do the circle. He can see and
Do you like apple drink?
This is a place where you can walk without shoes and you have a reflexotherapy for the feet. So you do 5 minutes, is enough for every day. you can help yourself, your body. I make myself. Each stone, it was always thinking the cosmos will make the best to this road. So I make alone, and I was very pleased that I could do something for other people.
You're a huge help. Huge help.
Natural things can give you everything what body needs. You don't need to find some artificial things. We have the Melissa, what is very, very important for everyday time. It's anti-stress. We all have it from our garden, enough. So in the South America, if you don't know how to live with medicinal herbs, it's hard to survive, because if you don't have money, you cannot go to the doctor. But I'm happy because I have a lot of knowledge of my mother, and she knew exactly what we have to drink, how to live, so I don't use any antibiotics. I was working as a hairdresser 20 years, so I know that it was not nice to work as a hairdresser. It was this smelling, the gas and all this. I didn't feel good anymore in my lungs, so I finished this way of living, and I try also to make my own things for clean my house. And also this is one of my projects to show people that they can also change their way of thinking, because you can do it.
Ja. Ko pa malo tema že. Čau. Pa še dole vam zavem tisto trgomeco spodnjo politovo.
Zdaj boš plezo kje?
Ja,
Ne?
to je doslim.
In the moment we live from these things, like people are coming, we sell some products, and that's enough. I wouldn't do no, I don't know, accommodation possibilities or whatever, because I don't see myself in that way, you know. It's more important if people come and see what is possible, you know.
No, to je moja
It would be very nice to be totally self-sustainable, but not only is difficult, but also the system is very refined, very intelligent. How to find you, you know, how to get money from you, and then you're pressed somehow also to produce more than you need. That's the point, you know, because so many bills are coming, and you have to pay this. You are in this system, and you cannot even declare the independence. They will destroy you. So you may dream a little bit to be independent with the garden, with the food, but in reality, it's a little bit more difficult, you know. But I think we live in the time of changes, and also these will change. And such examples like we are here, I hope they will serve somehow also for others to lift their consciousness a little bit, you know. To start thinking in own way, not just to obey and just to follow, you know. but to do really, as I said before, to find your mission, to find what you like to do, what you enjoy, what makes you happy. I left my job 20 years ago, you know, but I have still somehow survived. Everyone will survive somehow, you know. But you need a piece of land and a little bit, I won't say skills, but motivation, you know, a little bit of motivation to live in that way.